Ladies and gentlemen, I have the fabulous, the wonderful, the magnificent being. I don't even. Yeah. You understand? I'm trying to flow.
You so sweet.
With
Thank you.
And you are an amazing person, and so many people look up to you. You're an artist. You are an amazing actress. Like, everything you do seems to be just up there. It's Janelle Monae, the legendary Janelle Monae.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
I am wonderful, and thank you so much, like I said, for coming and taking the time out of, I know, your busy schedule.
Oh, of course. I love Chicago, and thank y'all so much for coming last night, too. I had the time of my life, so it was really, really good to just be with, my people. I'm a Midwestern from Kansas City, Kansas. So to be in Chicago is always beautiful.
Yes. And last night, your listening party was up there. Like, everybody was going live. I seen you up. The dancers, we should have brought them. Okay. Yeah. But welcome to Chicago. And like I said, Chicago loves you. I mean, you're doing so much, and it seems like everything that you touch, it's just up there. It movies, music, and you have a new album. Yeah. Tell us all about it.
Yes. So we are entering into the age of pleasure. The age of pleasure. It comes out 6/9.
Okay.
June 9th. I'm really excited about it. I did this album, and as a reminder to remind me to stay present. I made this album for my friends, with my friends. It was created and inspired by the safe space that we have, like seeing brown and black people in a safe space, laughing, partying, drinking, feeling free to be themselves, was so important to me. And this is the soundtrack to our lifestyle.
Absolutely. And Lipstick Lover, that video I love it. Okay. And it's causing so much controversy over social media.
Is it?
Yes, of course, because you are exposed. And like I said, I love it. And some folks don't have a problem with it. Only people with bad bodies, I think, but it don't even matter.
No.
But yeah, we love everybody. Yeah. So give us a little bit. How did this song and video and all of it come to be? Like, what was your thought process in doing that?
Inspired by, again, my friends, free ass motherfuckers, fam. All of us, I had a unique opportunity to host this party collective called Everyday People. And the people that come to the parties from Everyday People are from Ghana, they're from South Africa, they're from Nigeria, Atlanta, LA, New York, the Caribbean, Jamaica, all together, fellowshipping. It's our safe space. And so when I saw how happy we were, I was like, I have to create music for us. This is inspiring to me. These are the people that I fight for and I fight to protect, to make sure we don't have to worry about police. We don't have to worry about, homophobia. We don't have to worry about all of the things that we're dealing with outside of this space. And so that video is just a reflection of how we, I guess, commune and take care of each other. Because there's no pleasure without safety or a safe space. I think I directed the video with Alan Ferguson, so it was like a lot from my mind. Like, I love when I jumped in the pool with the onesie on and we were cooking. I wanted to show different kinds of pleasure, and I think people just sort of stuck to one thing because it reflects on what you think. Right. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of different pleasures in there. Like, it has. You have to go watch it. Everybody they were talking about, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. But it celebrates all of us. It celebrates sexual pleasure. It celebrates us, again, enjoying life free from oppression.
I love it. And like I said, so the album is called The Age of Pleasure. How, in comparison to your last album, is this different or similar? Is it the same or is it different from your last works?
Yeah.
Because, you have fans that, sometimes get used to something and then, you do something else and then they're like, oh, I don't like that. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I never try to repeat the same thing twice as an artist. I think it's disrespectful to my evolution and what I was put here to do. And I think each album is like a stepping stone to me getting even more free to create, outside of boundaries that maybe I put on myself, or even fans sometimes, they can love one thing and I always have to let them know what I think is cool and what you should be listening to. So, I think this project, again, because how I made the songs was if I knew we were having a party like on a Friday or Saturday, on a Monday and Tuesday, we would go into the studio, me and my friends, and we would write songs that we felt like would be great for the parties. And I was like, okay, we're going to play it at the party. Don't tell anybody it's me. I want to see if people are going to Shazam. I want to know. I want to make sure if anybody leaves off the floor, we're not putting it on the album. Oh. So that's how I made this project. So it was a different process because I got more intentional about who I wanted it for, and looking at the smiles and just complete strangers looking at each other, admiring each other. And, you come dry and you leave wet. You come fully clothed, or you might be in the jacuzzi naked by the end of the night. Like, it was that much of a safe, beautiful oasis. And so I wanted, again, to create a soundtrack for that.
That's like amazing. Like I said, your music, my favorite song is, the Arcandroid orchestrated,
Django Jane.
That is my,
wow,
when I hear the lyrics, the words, and, put another flag on another planet, put them all on the diet, that is like one of my favorite songs from you. And like, I've seen your evolution from the tightrope, all the way through. And so this embodiment of art is basically party, good time, album.
That was the goal. That was absolutely the goal. I mapped it out for you to be able to play it on vacation. It's vacation vibes. It's my attempt at what Maurice White from Earth, Wind & Fire said. And if you don't know them or know their music, go back and listen to it. But the lead singer said, if there ain't no beauty, make some beauty. Have mercy. If there ain't no beauty, make some beauty. And I think that just speaks so much volumes to me, especially now. We're never going to live in a world where we're going to be exempt of our problems, or, nothing heavy will be going on. It's always something heavy going on. And in the midst of all that, you still have to find time to make your beauty, find your pleasure. This is all we have is now. When you think about even how AI is working, this might be the last summer before we're fully sort of integrated. There's an election coming up next year. That's going to be what that is. So to me, this is like the time to be in your age of pleasure.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You got to seize the moment, not wait and be like, oh, well, I'll get to finding my happiness and my joy and my people 3 months from now. You just never know. You never know. So
how do you feel about the AI?
Well, as somebody that has dedicated a lot of space to talking about me, my first album was the Arcandroid.
Right.
So I've been speaking about the integration of androids in our society and how we're all going to coexist and get along. And I think, when people are hearing the songs that AI is making, and I talked about the singularity is near for over a decade, because that'll be when you can't differentiate a robot's voice from, your actual mother. It will have mapped that out. And although I do think there's a big difference, like our human to human connection is different, but, and the experiences that we have together will create for stories that are specific to us. But I do think we just have to get comfortable with living in the same world and making sure, that there are not racial biases when it comes to AI, when it comes to coding and programming, and doing everything we can also to seize the moment, like I said, and enjoy each other while we can.
Absolutely. And this album seems like it's all about a good time, and I feel like to reprogram our thinking and to reprogram us, we need to hear some positive music. We need to hear something else other than our helping us with our demise. And I know lots of kids look up to you, and you said you're non-binary. And when it comes to kids and them coming up and developing and finding out who they are.
Thank you.
I feel like there's a lot of confusion, and with them trying to bring it into the schools. This is a different time and age, and we're open to it. But do you think by teaching at an early age, that is a good thing? Or does that open up Pandora's box to something that they may not even be thinking about, as far as, the LGBTQ community, non-binary, things like that? So what do you say to the kids who are in a space and they're not sure of who they are and what they are?
Well, I mean, each kid is different. It depends on the age. It depends on the parents, what they're teaching. I mean, I'll say this, like, being a part of the LGBTQIA plus community and being non-binary is not new. This has been going on for centuries. Maybe there were not words or language for it, but thank God, kids now have language to put to how they are feeling inside and how they're feeling about who they are. Now, most kids do have a good understanding of who they are and what they are, and are living in a society that doesn't respect that autonomy. And so I would just say, I pray that kid has a great parent that isn't trying to erase the LGBTQIA plus communities like some of these schools are in Florida. They're actually trying to erase Black history as well. Like, critical race theory is now, you're not allowed to talk about that in certain schools. And these are things going into law. So just imagine, think about if you were a part of the community, and when you went to school every day, they're like, you can't talk about your identity. We don't value you. We are basically telling you that you are a minority and you do not deserve to be talked about or honored or respected. That is what's happening right now. So we have to stand up against that. If we're privileged in this country, we have to stand with kids. We have to also normalize the world. This is our world. When you try to erase what will always be and not openly talk about it, I think that's not good. Because there's nothing wrong with being queer. There's nothing wrong with being trans. There's nothing wrong with being Black. There's nothing wrong with any of it. So I'm never going to advocate for the erasure of the people I love.
Well said. And we're going to drop the mic right there, ladies and gentlemen. The wonderful Janelle Monae. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, talking with us. Chicago loves you. You're touring,
Yes, the Age of Pleasure tour is up. Go look at the dates. I'll be touring the end of August all through September, October. I'll be back in Chicago. I love y'all so much. Thank you for supporting. God bless y'all.
Yes. Janelle Monae, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you cop the tickets for the tour, the album, new music, all of that, movies. Yeah. She directs now. She directed the video. It just don't stop.
We're doing it all. I'm owning all of me. And, I hope that everybody else feels empowered to do that too, and you find your freedom. Tap into that next level of it.
Next level.
I am.
You heard it. Melanated magic all up in the studio. Thank you.